What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you an NFL prediction video on Marquise Brown. I believe the free agent wide receiver will sign with the Denver Broncos. Now let's get into why. So I'm finally excited. I can finally get rid of this video. I've been holding on to this video for a while now, at least the thumbnail, not the video itself. This is a brand new video recorded Saturday, March 9th. But I've been holding on to this idea and the thumbnail for a good little while now, at least about 2 months. And I mentioned in one of my videos around the same time, about 2 months ago, around NFL playoff time, Super Bowl time, late in the playoff push, that I've been having a couple of my free agency moves already planned out around that time. And Hollywood Brown was one of those guys, and I had him going to the Broncos back then. But I ended up wavering from it. Never put the video out, but I was just narrowing down a couple hours ago prior to the Jerry Jeudy trade, which I'm going to get to in a few minutes. But I was narrowing down my options to which team he would go to, because I moved off the Browns because around around playoff time and until now, there's really been no news on Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton. The biggest news was Russell Wilson. He's going to be cut. Justin Simmons was kind of news, kind of sort of, but wasn't strong. But there's kind of been no news. Now, telling my best friend this the other day, we were talking about the Broncos and other teams. Where the Broncos came up and was like, they have kind of went silent, at least on the receiver part. Russ was a big thing, but they've been ice cold, kind of holding stuff to close to the vest as far as the receiver market go, because since Sean Payton has got there, it's been rumored that they've been trying to get rid of, Sutton and or Jeudy. Obviously today Jeudy got traded to the Browns for a 5th rounder and a 6th rounder, and the Broncos now have space. They entered the free agency in the red, and now they're, I believe, in the green, like 20 plus million, 28 million. So they did good for themselves. They did lose a lot of talent, a lot of nice pieces, but they can get better in certain areas. Also, the free agent market for safeties is robust, so they could replace Simmons with someone with a good name as well on a smaller contract. So we'll see what that part of safety goes. But receiver, I think they replaced Jerry Jeudy with a similar receiver, not the exact same style, but a similar style, and that's Marquise Brown. He fits Sean Payton and what the Broncos want to do perfectly. No matter who the quarterback is, McCarthy, Bo Nix, Penix, whoever, I think Marquise Brown is a shoe-in for that scheme. He replaces Jeudy very well as sort of a possession receiver. Not possession, more of a quick possession guy. He got a little deep threat in him too, but he can definitely, be a possession guy at certain moments. Route runner, a good route runner, stuff like that. But also, like Jeudy, he has durability concerns also, and they're not major. He's missed 8 games in the last 2 years. He's never played. He only played a full season one time, but he's never missed more than 12 games. So he's been, playing injured, playing hurt for a while, and I give him credit for that. But he does get banged up a little often, also with a small frame, small stature. But overall, I do love him with the Broncos. So right now, depends on what happens in the future, but right now they have Cortland Sutton as their big deep threat guy. They have Marquise Brown as a quick route running possession guy, also a little deep threat too. Then you have Marvin Mims going to his 2nd year. Then you have Tim Patrick, someone I'm surprised they kept, who had a big cap hit of about, I think, 12 million. I think the rumor was not rumor, but the news was they restructured his contract to something more favorable to both sides. So, I'm glad to see him back. Hopefully he can remain healthy, because when he was healthy, about 2.5, 3 years ago, he was very good. But we haven't really seen him since because of injuries back-to-back years. So I like Tim Patrick a lot, but he was definitely on my off-season cut list. I didn't think they would want to bring him back after 2 years of straight injuries, missing the full season. But I'm glad he is back and healthy, and hopefully he can contribute to the Broncos. But overall, same as I said last year, depending on their quarterback, I like the roster. Their offensive line needs a little help, but what offensive line doesn't? But receivers go, they have a good, as long as everyone stays healthy and, obviously they keep Cortland Sutton, they have a good roster. I think Marquise Brown can be better than Jeudy, and Jeudy wasn't fantastic with the Browns, had some decent moments, but wasn't overly crazy, So I think you bring in Brown, Marvin Mims, like I said, you have Tim Patrick, Greg Dulcich at tight end, who I like a lot, and then you have Cortland Sutton. I think it's a pretty good lineup there as far as receiving weapons go. Then you have Williams out of the backfield. That's pretty solid also. So I think Sean Payton definitely has something to work with. But some alternative options for Marquise Brown. As I said, I was narrowing down my list earlier before the Jerry Jeudy trade happened. And I had the Tennessee Titans, and I also had the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are gonna cut potential, or rumored to gonna be cutting Michael Thomas, who hasn't really been healthy the last couple of years either. Also, Rashid, what's his name? Rashid Shaheed. Yeah, Rashid Shaheed, speedster. Had a good season last year. Is a free agent. We'll see if the Saints can bring him back. But if they do or don't, I would love to fit for Hollywood Brown with the Saints as well. Obviously, Brian Callahan, Bengals former offensive coordinator. He's now the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. They need receiver help badly. I like Marquise Brown as an option. I like Tyler Boyd from the Bengals as an option. One of those guys, smaller guys who can fit along with Trey Burks and DeAndre Hopkins in that offense. So those are two teams I look at as well as potential fits for Hollywood Brown. The Ravens are interesting. To pair him with Zay Flowers, two smaller guys, and Zay Flowers doesn't have the injury concerns yet, but he's a smaller guy. Just like what's his name? Just like Hollywood Brown. So do you want two of those guys as your main two receivers? It's kind of tough. It is tough there. So I don't know the return habit. Well, you do have Bateman too, but he's injury prone as well. So I don't know. I'm not really big on the return thing of him going to Baltimore. It makes sense though, and also a new scheme, not under Greg Roman's scheme. That's why I was confused when some people said Hollywood Brown should go to the Chargers. I don't know in the Greg Roman scheme. Herbert is Herbert. He's gonna throw the ball as well, but Roman already said he want to use running backs and use tight ends, and Harbaugh loved tight ends as well. So like I don't know if a receiver, especially trying to make more. I don't know what kind of deal Hollywood Brown will get this offseason. Long-term, multi-year deal, 1-year prove-it deal. I'm not quite sure because his numbers are pretty cool, but nothing really stands out. Only had one 1,000-yard season. That was in 2021. 2022 got traded, 6-7 catches for 709 yards. Good season. And then 2023, 51 catches, 574 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like I said, nothing too amazing to really, hold your head on and say, oh, I want him long term. But, a 1-year prove deal could be the move to see what you have, to gauge what you have in your certain team's offense. Depends on what team he ended up going to. So I am interested to see where he goes. He is a good, talented guy. Like I said, good small stature, but he is durable. But the injuries can pile up. Like I said, he does miss a couple games per season, but most people do, these times. There's no real Iron Man wide receiver. It's a couple, but not too many really play every single game. So I'm not really concerned about that much. But, most landing spots that Jeudy had, as I said, they're not the same receiver, but they're kind of similar. Most spots, landing spots, trade destinations that Jeudy had, Brown has the same ones. Panthers, Saints, Browns were an option for Hollywood Brown as well. Chargers, so Ravens. So a lot of the same teams that were in on Jeudy are going to be in on Brown. Colts could be an option as well. So we'll see where he lands. Definitely a valuable, talented option, but I'm really curious to see what kind of contract he gets. Is it multi-year or is it going to be a 1-year prove-it? And that's really the main thing that I'm really ready to see about Hollywood Brown. The Cardinals are a good option as well. They have a lot of money. Let's see what they do. Do they focus on receiver in the draft with them elite neighbors, with a Roma Dunze, with a Marvin Harrison, or will they forgo some of those guys and trade back and try to get more assets and get better in different spots as well, since the receiving class is so deep. So we'll see where they go. If they do trade back, obviously the draft is later after free agency, but if they get Hollywood Brown, it could be a sign they want to trade back. Well, it could be a sign they want to take Marvin Harrison too. So we'll see. You can't really call it, But he is our best receiver right now currently, which is Hollywood Brown. So, if they let him walk, you would think they will bring in one of those top guys I mentioned earlier. But we'll definitely see, man. That's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.